In this second video update, I'd like to touch on a couple of topics. First, the important issue of student safety, and then next, some of the implications of the federal budget, and in particular some good news on capital projects. And with respect to student safety, you'll have seen the email to staff and students where we reaffirm our very strong commitment to providing an environment that's safe and welcoming for all of our students, irrespective of nationality. Last week we did have a visit from the Indian Consul General, and he met with the UNSW students from India to discuss safety issues. I'm pleased to say that the students involved felt that we provide overall a harmonious experience for students, and we're committed to keeping it that way. They did raise one issue, the lighting in some areas of campus, and that's something we'll be acting on. Let me turn now to the federal budget, and I'll start with the good news. It's a big package. There was $5.7 billion, which is going to come to the sector over 4 years. From our point of view, a recognition of the real cost of research and better funding of research overhead. We will get more recurrent funding for teaching and learning, more support for students, both undergraduate and postgraduate. There'll be a boost to infrastructure funding, and R&D tax relief to industry or to flow back to support from industry for R&D. There have been some really big wins for us. We were able to successfully get the COFA redevelopment funded to the tune of $48 million, and it will transform that site. We received also $20 million in matching funding for the Virology Institute at St Vincent's, and a number of collaborative initiatives were also funded. In particular, we got nearly $47 million to establish the Ingham Health Research Institute at Liverpool Hospital, where we will be a major partner, and we were delighted to see the Garvin's success in its Cancer Centre proposal. We are also well positioned to take advantage of a number of the other initiatives in the budget, particularly renewable energy initiatives and the Bionic Eye project. We didn't get everything we asked for. If we did, no one else would have had anything, but we still would like to progress with the Advanced Treatment Centre proposal, and we had put a proposal up for Wallace Worth further work, which we will be revisiting. There will be another round in July, August, and we're developing proposals now for what we might put up then. We are one of the few universities in Australia who have had major projects in each of the rounds. However, it's not all good news. While the budget did allocate nearly $6 billion to the sector, in terms of our recurrent expenditure, we won't really see significant increases till 2012-2013. And it's hard to see much more from the government side than 2% extra in the next few years for recurrent expenditure. Let me tell you why. Firstly, the cap on student enrolments, which would benefit this university if it were lifted, doesn't get fully lifted till 2012. Secondly, improved indexation will help us, but that doesn't really come in a big way till 2012-13. Higher funding of research overheads will also benefit us, particularly given our recent successes in research funding. But again, the significant funding doesn't cut in till 2012-2013. And we have had very strong growth in international students, but the university now is getting pretty close to capacity. And as a result of all of those forces, I think the next few years are going to make it tough to be able to get revenues to cover the sort of cost inflation that we've had in the past. And that probably means we've got a few tough years ahead where we need to keep our eye on the main game, but we need to keep our belts pretty tightly done up. And I think that was recognised by Julia Gillard when she gave the budget speech. She said, this is good news, we're moving in the right direction, but we still have a few difficult years for the sector ahead. However, as I say, while it might be a time when we have to be careful about expenditure and have limited capacity for cost increases, it's also a time when we're going to see revitalisation of our capital plant. The Kensington campus considerably improved and continuing to improve, and COFA being redeveloped. And I'm confident that while it will be a challenging couple of years, there is some clear light at the end of the tunnel. And as long as we remember that what's made us a great university is our guiding principle of mutual respect, collegiality and teamwork. And if we keep that in mind, I think we'll get through this in far better shape than we entered this period and in far better shape than most of the other universities in the country.